What's going on, guys? Bojo672 coming guys with right now. So, joint practice with Baltimore Ravens. The first day is over today. I have to sum it up a little bit and say that the defenses of both teams won the day. It was a very hectic day. It was a hot day. It was about 90-something degrees out, but over 100 on the field. So it was a tough day in the heat today, but both teams battled it out, and both defenses played very, very well. So both quarterbacks did half and half, did well, did not well. Just want to go over a few things that did happen today. So Marlon Humphrey of the Baltimore Ravens on defense in red zone. He actually knocked the ball out of Nelson Aguilar's hands when it was supposed to be a touchdown and punched the ball right out, and made a few breakup passes, deflected a few balls in the red zone as well. So he kind of shined on that defense for the Baltimore Ravens today while they were in red zone. Carson Wentz was almost picked off by Kenny Young, another stud on the Baltimore defense. And Wentz overthrew the ball a few times to Alshon Jeffrey and Deshaun Jackson. There was times where Deshaun Jackson caught the ball in the end zone and he couldn't even hang on to it. So defense played very tight. Baltimore defense played very tight on these receivers. That's why it's a whole different story when you got another team coming in now. So they're playing hard and they're showing off what they got to their coaches and what they could do. The positive note is Carson Wentz threw a deep ball to Alshon Jeffrey, beat safety Earl Thomas, and I don't know how long that pass was. I think it was over 40, probably over 50 yards. Beat Earl Thomas on just a go route, which was a really cool thing. Carson Wentz dropped a dime to Nelson Aguilar, a sideline pass right on the money, right over the defender, which was really cool. Carson Wentz hit Matt Collins on a real tight window post route today, which, Matt Collins is trying to get back and, showing that even with another team coming in, Matt Collins is actually making a play, which is pretty damn impressive. And then pretty much after that, there was some intermediate routes with Deshaun Jackson and Alshon Jeffrey that Wentz threw the ball to them a good amount of times, and he completed every pass. So Wentz had half and half, up and down day. Well, tight end Richard Rodgers was carted off the field today. It looks like a leg injury, and it looked pretty serious because the coaches were over there, making sure he was okay. And unfortunately, man, this guy's been injured constantly. Okay, so Joshua Perkins or Will Tye will go in there for the third spot, or they're going to try to bring in somebody. I don't know who's really out there, but they need to put the right guy at the third tight end spot. And mostly the third tight end of this team is going to be doing blocking, not really getting the ball at all, because it's the Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz show out there. So I have a feeling this is going to be bad. Eagles are going to release Richard Rodgers unless it's not season ending. I don't know if they're going to hold on to him. They might want to bring somebody in just to bring him in, and maybe they'll sign him back once. I don't know. Who knows at this point? We'll find out most likely tomorrow on the Richard Rodgers injury, but unfortunate that happened. So tackle Andre Dillard and guard Nate Herbig left practice early today. It looked like it was heat exhaustion, okay? I guess their bodies just couldn't, either they weren't hydrated enough or they were almost passing out. So Andre Dillard barely even practiced today because of the heat. It was really hot today, guys. Even over here, I'm in New York, and it's really hot. It was really hot today, and it was over 100 on the field today when they practiced. So both of them did not show up or play today. So I'm hoping tomorrow is a much cooler day, hopefully, and they'll get back to what's going on. Josh Sweat returned to practice after being out with a knee injury yesterday. And I thought this was over. I thought Josh Sweat was going to just be hurt the rest of the preseason, but he came back today. He might have some knee soreness, but we'll see how he does in this next preseason game. But I'm glad he's back. I mean, he might have knee soreness. Hopefully he's 100% better. He had a knee injury for one day, so I'm thinking, is it lingering? Is it not? But we'll see when the time comes. Wide receiver Charles Johnson has an ankle injury. He's going to be day-to-day. And we'll see how he had a lot of reps in the last game. The ball was thrown to him a good amount of times during the Jaguars game. But hopefully he could play this week just to see what else he could do. He hasn't really done much. I mean, he's caught these short 10-yard passes, 7-yard passes, nothing crazy, but that's just an injury report for him. Well, Nate Sudfeld is out of his finally out of his hard cast now, so that's good. That's a good thing. So now he's just gonna sit and heal up, and hopefully by September, at the end of September, we'll figure out what's going on. Cravon LeBlanc was seen with a walking boot on his leg. On his foot, whatever. So we all know what's going on with his injury. Going to be out for a while. Hopefully he comes back at the, near like 3/4 of the year. He'll be back by, I'm hoping, like maybe week 10, maybe week 11. Not really sure. Hopefully he comes back for the Patriots game. That's where he's kind of aiming to come back. But we'll see his progress as it comes. So Josh McCown, first day, second day pretty much, but he went into 11 on 11s today. He overthrew a pass to Carlton Agudosi, and he made a good pass to McCown. So McCown's another good play of the day today. He needs more reps. He's just learned this offense, and I'm not putting too much towards him right now because the guy's learning he's been around so many damn teams. He's probably used to this, but just learning a system with this offense, it should come together pretty easy for him. So Corey Clement pretty much got first team reps with the at running back today, which is a pretty good thing. He's finally healthy. Last week he finally came back, which was good, and I'm glad that he's getting a lot of reps now, and they're giving him a lot of reps because he hasn't had a lot of reps. But he's not going to be playing in the preseason, so probably don't even worry about that. Other than that, guys, what's really interesting is that Corey Clement, the guy, I'm just so happy with how he's come as a player. A guy that's never caught a pass out of the backfield or went out for a pass at Wisconsin, and just the guy is just learning so much and becoming a better football player. So I got to give him a lot of respect. Well, Ronald Darby made a play today on Will Snead and punched the ball out for a fumble. Did a really good job covering him, and then once the ball came to him, he turned around, he went up to him, boom, punched the ball, fumbled, or the Eagles recovered, and the whole defense went nuts. So I'm glad that Ronald Darby is back making plays, and he's finally full into practice, and looks like he's going to be ready by week 1. So that's a good thing. So the Eagles defensive line in red zone drills against the offense, the Ravens could not even run in the end zone with this Eagles defensive line. They pretty much got devoured at the goal line, and that's a really good sign, just because I know these guys, Fletcher Cox isn't even playing right now, and they're getting this much pressure. And even in the last preseason game against the Jaguars, I was seeing pressure like instantly with Malik Jackson and Vinny Curry and Brandon Graham out there alone by themselves. And this is without Fletcher Cox on the field we're talking about here. So nice to see that they're stopping this Ravens offense at the goal line. They're being real strong up front. And the newly acquired Army player that was transferred over to the NFL. The Eagles signed him to a 3-year deal. Brett Toth was the third string right tackle, third string right tackle today. So that's the start that's where pretty much he's at right now. And look what happens today. Clayton Thorson probably had the best practice of all of training camp. He threw a touchdown in the back of the end zone over a defender to J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. He was 4 for 5 in the red zone. Just did absolutely amazing. Did amazing. He really did. His best day today. I don't know if Clayton Thorson needed that little push, that little oomph, that little push just to get that competition up. I think bringing another team really does help in these situations because it really puts up everybody's game. And Clayton Thorson knew that he really had to show and play his ass off today, and he really did. So a lot more improvement today by Clayton Thorson. Probably looking more sharp, but hey, I have to give it to the guy. This is a guy that just doesn't quit, doesn't have an attitude. This guy just wants to go out there and get better every day. So it is what it is. If he plays bad Thursday, he does. But so far today, against another team, did pretty damn good. Other than that, guys, that's really it. That's the first day, so defense wins the day. Kind of excited to see this game on Thursday. I will be there. I'm excited to see where all this is, coming together. And you know what? I at this point, I know for a fact that Doug is valuing these practices more. But on a side note, there was no live tackling today. It was literally thud. It was thud tackle. And that's it. They didn't go crazy. They don't want to I think the Ravens did have like an injury or two today, as much as we did. We just had a Richard Rodgers injury today, but it was just thud tackling. Tomorrow it's probably gonna be the same thing. I don't doubt it. And then after that, they're going to be off on Wednesday, most likely, or maybe a walkthrough practice. And then the game is on Thursday. And this is going to be a really important game for a lot of people, a lot of players. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. I cover everything Eagles, you name it, I'm covering it. And that's pretty much it. So I will see you guys later. Remember, guys, shakes going up, fly will fly.